where we stayed for reorganization, rest, and more training. And about 5 months later, we left Hawaii and headed to Saipan, which was the closest at that time that the Allies had come to the doorstep of Japan. And since my unit had led the charge at Tarawa, actually I was in the second wave. If you understand what waves are, you know, that's where you're lined up and there's first wave, second wave, and when you're going in, you know, you lose men and your first and second and third and fourth waves, they become all intermingled, but you lose leadership, but everybody knows what they're supposed to do. So anyway, we were held in reserve at Saipan, and in about the first or second day after the invasion, we went up on the front lines, and we were up there for about a week, and all of a sudden things got rather quiet. So they decided, well, we better find out what's going on. So I had the honor of being selected for a patrol to patrol between the front lines and out in what I would call no man's land, which was a hilly, rocky, forested ravine type. And we spent a couple hours policing the area there. We did see a bunch of Deb Jats, but no live ones, you know. So we assumed then that they had all gone up toward the northern part of the island. Well, we got then back to our front lines, and then we had the good news that we were going to go to a rest area. And so we packed up all of our gear, and we got to this rest area, which we thought was going to be another Garden of Eden. But the Japanese discovered us, and we came under a heavy mortar barrage. And I was trying to dig a foxhole in a hard, rocky ground when a shell exploded nearby, and I think that shell took about 10 of us out. And I do remember I was hauled away from the scene in a Jeep and taken to an abandoned warehouse that became a first aid center. And the next day I was evacuated to a hospital ship and given treatment for a left knee wound, because I had part of the left kneecap was torn away. Then I spent a very, very miserable night that first night, and I know I moaned and groaned, and I'm so surprised that someone didn't tell me to shut up. But anyway, the next day I was transferred to a hospital ship. I was probably there for a day or two, and then they loaded me on a seaplane and took me to a naval hospital in Aiea Heights, Hawaii, which is on the island of Hawaii. And I kept wondering, well, I wonder how soon it'll be before I get back to duty, you know. Well, after several days, I was put aboard a ship again and returned to California to a temporary naval hospital there. And at the hospital, they x-rayed, they found a small pinhole here in my back. And they decided to x-ray that, and they found out that I had a piece of shrapnel laying against the spinal cord. And so they operated. Now this was many, many weeks after the injury really happened. So anyway, I probably spent about 9 months in the hospital, and and the moral of the story is, I guess, is when you have to make a decision on how you treat a penny, follow the penny. When not following the penny, my life went a different way than it would normally. And also, if you remember, we were selling scrap iron to the Japanese before World War II. And I've always thought, I wonder if I got hit by a piece of scrap iron that we sold them, and then I brought it back to California in the back. That's it.
Thank you.